Alright, so Scrappy just had a new user interface makeover, and in today's video I'm gonna share my honest opinion on how it might actually benefit you as a user, but also showing you some of the key improvements that they actually made within the actual software itself. Right now, for context, for those who don't know what Scrappy is, it's essentially one of the best, if not the best, lead generation tools in terms of finding the key decision makers within a business's email address. And throughout this video you're gonna see what I mean by that. Right, with that, let's dive into it. Right, so typically in this case, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna dive right into search, and essentially search is where you basically generate your list of leads. Right, and for this one, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you how you can actually find key decision makers within a specific business, but also I'm gonna be highlighting the differences that they actually made within this new user interface makeover in terms of actually improving user experience and also simplifying the process of you generating leads for your business. Right, and in this case what you want to do is basically just paste in that prospect's website URL link over here, and the AI model is going to do the entire thing for you. Right now, in this case I'm going to be using 4 if not 5 different brand examples, one being an e-commerce brand, and that is Good Vibes, which is essentially an eco-friendly focused flushable wipes brand, as you can see for yourself. Right, and as a second brand I'll be using Wonder Belly, which is a wellness brand but also focused on supplementation such as bloating, fiber, vitamins, and all this additional stuff like that. Right now, to basically break the cycle of e-commerce brand, I'm going to be jumping into those that want to basically find decision makers for specific local businesses. Right, and as you can see over here I'm using Roadway Moving as an example. And finally, for those that basically want to offer their services to other agencies or consulting, I'm going to be using Notice an example as to show you that there's literally no limitation in terms of finding your prospect's email address using Scrappy. Right, and in this case let's dive into it. So I have Good Vibes website URL link, and something that Scrappy still has maintained is the fact that to basically find that specific prospects the data analytics is you have to remove that .com domain, .co, .net, .ai, .whatever domain at the end. Right, and in this case I'm just gonna speed run this entire process. Right now, one thing I want to highlight is that you can basically generate an entire lead search on more than one prospect, which previously you were basically forced on one single prospect, but in this case you can literally do it on multiple prospects. Right, in this case you're gonna see what I mean by that. So in this case I'm gonna go with Underbelly, paste that website URL link over here, and as you can see, boom, we have 2, and I'm going to continuously add more prospects for this. And there we have it. Like, you can literally see that they also have data points on different agencies, and that is kind of crazy. It just shows you that there's literally no limitation in terms of finding your prospect's email address. Right, one thing I want to highlight is that make sure do not enable any additional filters within the company search. Just paste in the website URL link over here. Forget about this location, revenue, stuff like that, because all of those are actually relevant. Click on search, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a list of leads that you can actually find the key decision makers email addresses within those businesses. Right, in this case I'm going to click on get emails, and as you can see I'm going to click on see more, and you can see that it actually gives you some additional information in terms of the brand that you're specifically trying to scrape leads from. As you can see, highlights the industry, type, size, founded, headquarters, and all those additional stuff. In my case, they're kind of irrelevant because I already know this brand. The thing that is relevant to me is, as you can see, the individual's name and also the key role they play within the actual business itself. Right, and as you can see, I cannot really pronounce his name, but VP of marketing is someone that I'm actually looking to basically pitch my SEO services to. And in this case, what I'm gonna do, as you can see, we have the founder, which is Lucas, And if you continue to go down, you have the senior social and community manager. Maybe you're an agency that is focused on providing UGC as a service. You can basically reach out to this individual, pitching them to your services. As you can see, if you continue to go down, we have the CMO, business operational manager. We have the CEO and co-founder of Wonder Belly. We have the board manager and another CEO and co-founder of this specific business, right? Now, obviously, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna speed run this entire process of saving all of these individuals' email addresses within my list, and I'm gonna show you how you can actually review those specific emails. Currently, I'm just adding them to my specific email list, right? So I'm gonna click on save, right? And as you can see, just like that, for e-commerce, it's basically straight to the point. There's no way you aren't going to find those specific email addresses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into the local business industry with Roadway Moving, right? As you can see, some additional information in there, and if you go down, you can literally see that we have Sarah, which is the business development manager. In my case, this is not the ideal prospect, but as you can see, we have Sarah, growth marketing manager, in a sense CMO. If I'm not wrong, I'm gonna just save that lead in that. And if you continue to go down, you have relocation consulting. I don't know who might actually reach out to this individual to basically pitch the services to. Like, every single individual has the different services that they actually provide, but as you can see, you get the gist of it all. Right now, I'm currently still on free trial, so I want to be able to basically view all those 58 leads. In this case, I'm basically limited to like 10, but if you're interested in trying out Skraap for yourself, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description down below for you to actually start giving it a try. Right now, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna dive into the agency section of it all, right? And hopefully it's gonna give me the founder's email address, right, or highlight it in this case, right? And as you can see, we have the co-founder's email address right over here. And basically, since I know this specific agency and the two different founders, I can basically validate that this lead is actually valid, because this is one of the brothers and this is another co-founder. I don't know why it actually focused on him being the CEO, but he also plays the role of the co-founder within the actual business, right? And obviously I'm gonna save, right? And I'm gonna operational assistant, obviously save. And finally, the co-founder, which is Morgan, I'm gonna save. And as you can see, they also highlight the different individuals within the business, like videographer and video editor, because in most companies or industries such as e-commerce and local businesses, you won't really find these specific prospects within those businesses. So let's say you're a video agency, or you're basically someone that offers video editing, right? And you basically want to help this specific brand, so you just generally just reach out to that specific individual that is focused on that specific area. And that is the purpose of this video, to show you that there's literally no limitation in terms of finding your prospect's email address. Now, just to actually A/B test this if it's actually valid, I'm gonna save this specific individual's email address, right, which is Lewis. I don't know how to pronounce his second name, but yeah, you kind of get the gist of it all at the end of the day. And finally, over here we have freaking good webs. Now, I won't basically be adding them to my list, generally just because you're gonna add an overview on the different lead sources and decision makers that you can literally scrape businesses from, right? So in terms of actually finding those specific emails for those lists, just click on this list section of it all, and here we have it, a list of all the different leads that you can actually review the contact information from, right? Now, the thing that I actually love about this tool, or shall I say the update that they actually enabled, is the fact that it actually pre-qualifies the leads for you. So previously you weren't actually able to verify their emails. You were basically playing a guessing game, right? So you were basically forced to use third-party apps such as Bountify to basically verify those emails addresses. But now you can literally click on find email, and hopefully it's gonna be a validated email address. Okay, as you can see, invalid. And in this case, let's go with the CEO, or should I say co-founder. As you can see, the email address in this case is actually valid. and this is the CEO of the actual company, and let's see if the email address is valid as well, right? Okay, so no, this one is the operational manager of the brand, and the co-founder, let's see, valid. Like I said, it basically eliminates the need of using third-party apps such as Bountify to basically verify those email address, right? Now let's say you're not confident in the verification of that specific prospect's email address. What I would typically do is that I'm going to use the app that I've been saying eliminates the need of using third-party apps, which is in this case Bountify, right? Now another app that you can actually use for this is any email finder, but I won't focus on that too much because that one is basically another tool for finding your prospect's email address, while Bontify is entirely focused on basically pre-qualifying those email addresses, right? In this case, you can see you can bulk verify. In this case, I'm going to go with single verification, paste that in, verify, and boom, as you can see, deliverable, right? Like I said, it basically eliminates the need of using those third-party apps to basically verify your prospect's email address, right? Now to basically get some additional information on that specific prospect is that if you were to actually click on their name, you can literally see that it actually gives you some additional information such as the name, email addresses, which is something that actually shows you, and a location and some additional stuff like that about their company specifically, right? And yeah, those are some of the additional features and capabilities Scrappy just actually enabled within the new user interface update, which is something that I honestly like about this, right? So one more example is that I'm gonna go with the VP of marketing of Wonder Belly, and as you can see, the email in this case is actually very like this new user interface update is kind of crazy if you ask me. So in this case, what I'm gonna do is, right, I'm gonna go and just show you another feature that they actually introduced, right? But for this, I'm gonna be forced to basically head over to any email finder, and in this case, the feature that I'm actually referring to about Scrappy is the fact that you can now find a specific individual's email address, like single individuals. So here's what I mean by that, right? So I'm gonna do that. Basically just made it easier for you to basically find prospects email address, right? So in this case, what you typically do is just paste in that prospect an entire name and company website URL link, right? So in this case, I'm generally just gonna go with someone random. Aussie Movers operational manager. Okay, so Aussie Movers is another moving company that is actually based within the US, and I'm gonna go with the operational manager as an example, right? So I'm gonna paste his name over here, and then I'm gonna head over back to any email finder, paste, copy that website URL link, and just boom. And as you can see, it already has that company data within the actual interface. Okay, so I kind of mistakenly pressed the thingy that we have it, find email, and as you can see, it actually found that specific individual's email address, right? You see, and if I actually go back to any email finder, you can literally see that it's basically the same individual's email address, and that is another feature that they actually improved, or shall I say interface. As you can see, like the UI on this thing is basically clean, if you ask me. Like it's never been this clean, and when I say it's clean, it's freaking clean. And yeah, and one more feature that they actually improved in terms of generating leads is the ability to actually generate your own leads, right? So here's what I mean by that. So in this case, I'm gonna go back to search, right? And this time, instead of basically going to company search, you're basically generating those list of leads, right? So all of these, like lead section of it all, is kind of irrelevant. What you want to do is literally click over to general, and over here what you want to do is basically type whatever industry it is you're looking to scrape leads from, right? Obviously in this case, I'm gonna use something like real estate as an example. And I'm generally just gonna click that, and As you can see, you can add some additional filters such as the type of company you're looking for, profit or non-profit, and the specific individual's job title it is you're looking to scrape, and those additional filters. Now if you feel those, it's kind of relevant, but yeah, in a sense I'm gonna go with the UK in this instance. Click on search, and there you have it. Now the cool thing that I actually love about this is that it actually targets the key decision makers within those specific companies, right? As you can see, a lot of the job role are managed directors, chairman, founders, CEO, executive, and a list generally just goes on. And typically to basically find this specific individual's email address, literally click on get email, and there it is. As you can see, the email address that it actually provided us in this case is somewhat invalid, or shall I say not truly verified. And obviously what you typically do is copy it, head over to Bountify to basically check if it's actually valid or not, right? So just to end this video, I'm gonna click on that one, and as you can see, we found the CEO's email address. And yeah, that is it. If you're interested in trying out Skraap for yourself, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description down below. But until then, peace out.